AMD's 23.5.2 driver has just dropped. Now, this driver is designed for Diablo 4, but if you're playing Warzone 2, Apex Legends, Fortnite, Valorant, and PUBG, should you upgrade to this latest driver? Let's find out. We're going to use our Ryzen 5800 X3D paired with the Radeon RX 6600 XT. SAM and XFP has been enabled in the BIOS. Let's start with Warzone 2 competitive settings at 1080p. And we can see in here that we are using a slightly more RAM with our latest drivers. And also, we are also using more VRAM. Performance is roughly the same. I mean, we're basically GPU bottleneck here at 99% usage. It looks like 23.5.2 is better in this spot. Maybe. I mean, it's really really close. There's about margin of error in this one, boys. So yeah, it just looks it's better, but it's really close. So let's try 1440p with FSR 2.1 set to quality right off the bat. And we can also see again that we're using more VRAM, and our latest driver is also using more RAM. So, and like the previous one, performance is pretty close on this one. Like, they're really similar, and you can see that like GPU utilization is 99% on both ones. And CPU usage is more or less the same. The thermals are more or less the same for both ends. Now, anti-lag is very important in Warzone 2, so let's test this out with anti-lag turned off and see how this would perform with the latest drivers, comparing it to the older drivers. Let's start with this one. Right, and you can see that our frame times are slightly better on the latest driver here. Yeah, the 0.1% and 1% lows is slightly better as well. And with anti-lag turned on, you can see it's much more better here. I mean, it's so like slightly better performance, but although we are using more RAM. Now, let's compare anti-lag turn off and turn on in here on the latest driver, and you can see there's just very good advantages of using anti-lag on for Warzone 2. So yeah, just turn it on. Alright, let's move on to Apex Legends. We're using competitive settings here, boys. So yes, let's start off with the firing range. And here we go. You can see that, I don't know, it seems like our latest driver has lesser performance. There's more VRAM usage, and also has more RAM usage on our latest driver. Like, you can see it there. Definitely lesser performance on graphically intensive scenes. Let's look at some still shots in here, and there's roughly not much difference. I mean, VRAM is still slightly higher, and RAM is still higher. And yeah, CPU usage is much more on the previous driver. I mean, the previous driver is probably better on that one. Alright, let's go with Fortnite. And in here, we're going to cover all APIs, DX11, DX12 performance mode. Let's start off with DX12. And right off the bat, we can see that VRAM is lower, and RAM is also lower. This is the DX12, sorry. Performance is more or less the same. I mean, they're really close. It's more like margin of error on this one. And GPU usage is also the same. And you can see thermals are mostly the same for the GPU. CPU, same as well. So yeah, I mean, there's not much difference on this one. Right, let's go with DX11 and see if there's any difference with DX11. Right, yeah. Okay, here we go, DX11, and we can see once again our VRAM is higher here, which is a bit odd, and RAM is slightly lower, which is good, and it seems to have like slightly better performance in here for DX11. GPU usage is still the same, and temperature is really close, like more or less the same for the graphics card, and CPU's more or less the same again. So there's not much to say here. Yeah, I mean, there's that frame life spike, but that's so totally random. Alright, but overall, these guys are just still the same. And before we proceed, boys, if you find this video helpful and you want to see more of these driver testing videos, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's go back to the video. Alright, let's move on to performance mode. So performance mode, these are settings for performance mode, and let's see if the frame times have improved. And as you can see, frame times for performance mode using AMD cards are still terrible. Yeah, look at that, it's really terrible. Very erratic, boys. GPU usage is the same for both, and temperature's the same. And like performance a bit mixed on this one. Like you can see, it just bounces up. You know, it could be good here and then a good here. And yeah, CPU usage more or less the same. Yeah, it tends to bounce as well between the both drivers. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to anti-lag. Now we know that anti-lag plays a part in Fortnite, so we'll see in our latest driver if it has any effect. So here we go, we got anti-lag turn off and turn on, and we can see in here frame times are still pretty bad. Like they're really erratic, but as you can see, VRAM is now slightly lower on with anti-lag turned on, and RAM usage is also slightly lower. And I think performance seems a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better. CPU usage is the same. GPU usage is slightly higher, or I think slightly higher. Yeah, yep. Well, it's a bit. Yeah, but overall performance, I think is overall better with anti-lag turn on. I think it's too close to all. Right. Now let's go with DX12 in here. So we've got DX12 with anti-lag turn on and anti-lag turn off. Obviously with DX12 frame times are definitely better. Anti-lag uses more VRAM with DX12, and RAM usage is more or less the same for both. Yeah, it's really close over there. Yeah, performance likewise is somewhat mixed. Yeah, they're really close to. Yeah, they're really close. Like, yeah. GPU usage is the same, temperatures are the same, CPU likewise, so like the same, and temperatures are the same. Okay, let's move on to Valorant. So Valorant, we've got like competitive settings here, and we adjust this thing on 1080p. Let's try this out. Okay, and we can see in here that VRAM usage is slightly lower on our latest drivers. RAM is also slightly lower on our latest drivers, although performance seems to be a little bit worse. Yeah, but you probably wouldn't notice this one. I mean, GPU usage is lesser, temperature is the same, CPU usage is the same, so they're both the same. Let's go for heavy action scenes in here, and we can see that we're still using a lesser RAM, but now RAM is more here, and I think performance seems to be better with this one. Alright, let's go to our last game, which is PUBG. Now, we've got competitive settings here at 1080p, DX11 enhanced, boys. And yeah, let's go. Alright, okay, and we can see in here that VRAM is slightly higher now on our latest driver. And RAM usage is also slightly higher. Look at that difference, boys. We've got 9.8 and 9.2. But the performance is somewhat the same. I mean, maybe slightly worse. Yeah, I mean, yeah, GPU usage is the same, temperature is the same. Although I think our GPU clock's a bit higher, just a little bit higher on the latest driver. And we've got CPU usage as well, which is lesser. So I think that's it, boys, for our latest driver 33.5.2. Now, we have done a video on running a deep dive on the RX 6600 XT. So if you want more real gameplay analysis on that one, on this card, check this video out right here, and we'll see you guys over there.